Hello, good evening. So I'm fairly new to poetry. This is in fact the third poem I've ever written. Thank you. It's about, I guess a lot of us would have experienced it at some point in our lives, when, especially living in a big city, when we would have crossed paths with someone that we actually noticed, and we're like, oh, that person caught my eye. And you sort of think, you might ruminate about that person might stay in your mind. And so this is a poem about that. It's called The Stranger. We live in a city full of souls and stories, crowded with voices and vices. We are surrounded in our daily grind by those unknown. We give no heed. People we pass blend, their faces blur. Crowd of characters unknown, seen but unseen. Until that day, last Tuesday precisely, at 5:04 p.m, when I saw a stranger. Actually saw him. Amid the rush and push of commuters commuting, he stood waiting to cross to Flinders Street Station in a bubble of presence, unaffected by the crowd, no urgency in his stance. He stood tall and proud, with an ease and grace not of the corporate world. He was not a blur, could not blend with the office workers crushing to commute. So out of place, yet so comfortable. Jacket matched with acid-wash jeans, tight and alluring. This stranger made me look, to notice the normally unseen. He wore a bomber jacket, a true 80s vintage, Desert Storm insignia, the USS Samuel B. Roberts blazoned across his back. But he seemed too young to have served with his life. So what was his story? His hobbies and habits? His purpose and goals? His marital status? His name? Mere speculation. I'll never know. The lights changed, green man commanding to cross. Commuters crushed forward, homeward bound. The stranger strode on, swallowed by the crowd of blurred faces, blended into bodies, and strangers we remained. I can only hope our paths cross again. His image remained, not blurred, not blended, but remembered. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to read a retrospective now. It is partly why I am so interested in spoken word. It's from one of my favourite artists. It is by an artist named Ben Haggerty. He's from the Pacific Northwest in the US. I guess you could actually call him a rapper, I guess. This is one of his songs. So it's basically about how, as an artist, he thought that his dream was getting a record deal with one of the big companies. However, this is his journey when he realised that actually those goals and what people tell you think you should want aren't actually what they seem, and maybe what you want is something else. So he's remained independent since the entire time, and he sold a lot of records since. So this is called Jimmy Irvine. All I ever dreamt about was making it. They ain't giving it, I'm taking it. Steal myself a record deal. If I just went in and stole it, the police wouldn't notice. Got to be strategic, creeping, go in, leave with that motive. Hold up, my plan is forming, all right. Casing this building, watch as these rappers that rap and walk in and leave out with millions. Headed in sweating, open that front door, Interscope printed out right by the entrance door, closes, not a metaphor. Then I start towards that front desk, right where you check in, dressed in a uniform, acting like a janitor, all blue jumpsuit. Why shoot? Thirsty for that money, like a bull, looking in the eyes of a matador. Fuck you, carrying 2 cans of paint. Security looks at me awkward. I say, 3rd floor, I'm late. Painting Jimmy Irvine's office. Holding my breath, about to faint. I'm scared to death that he stops me. Heart beating so loud you can hear it echo in that lobby. You see, I'm breaking down. If I don't make it out, then I'm leaving town with that contract, and I'm spazzing out, grabbing an A and an R out his chair, and I'm taking him hostage. I don't give a fuck. Step into that elevator, press 3, I'm headed up. Heist. What they don't know is there's a gun in the paint can, and I'm ready and I'm willing to bust. I'm fucking desperate, stuck in this recession. Now what you think? But if I could get signed, my luck is destined. My future depends on ink. And a security at the front of the entrance staring right at me. I walk up to her, she whispers, "Go ahead," and gives me a wink. I put my life on the line. I roll them dice and I'm fine, because all I ever dreamt about was making it. They ain't giving it, I'm taking it. Make it past security, the secretary, the cubicles. But it's weird. It's like this room I've walked into is unusual. Thought it'd be like shiny and beautiful. Thought it'd be alive and like musical. But it feels like someone's died. It's got the vibe of a funeral. There's boxes, there's numbers on the chalkboard, CDs boxed up in cardboard, artists that flopped, that got dropped and never got to be sophomores. Graphic designers are sitting around waiting for albums that never come out, complaining that they have nobody in house, wondering what they make art for. I start thinking, am I in the right place? Just walk forward. See plaques on the walls. Oh yeah, in a second those will be all yours. Finally see an office with a mounted sign. Heaven sent. Big block, silver letters. Read it out loud. President. This is my chance to grab that contract and turn and jet. Right then a cold hand grabs on the back of my neck. He says, "We've been watching you. So glad you could make it. Your music, it's so impressive. And this whole band you've created, you're one hell of a band. We think you could be destined for greatness, and with the right song, we all know that you're next to be famous. Now, I'm sorry, I've had a long day. Remind me, what's your name again? Ah, that's right, Macklemore, of course. Today has been crazy. Anyway, you ready? We'll give you $100,000. After your album comes out, we'll need that money back that you borrowed." So it's really like a loan? A loan? Come on, no. We're a team, 360 degrees. We will reach your goals. We'll get a third of the merch that you sell out on the road, along with a third of the money that you make when you're out doing your shows. Your manager gets 20, your booking agent gets 10, so shit, after taxes, you and Ryan have 7% to split. That's not bad, I've seen a lot worse. No one will give you a better offer than us. I replied, I appreciate the offer. Thought that this is what I wanted, but I'd rather be a starving artist than succeed at getting fucked. Thank you.